Imagine trying to rotate a very heavy wheel using only your hands. You push, but it barely moves. Now, imagine attaching a much smaller gear to that wheel and turning the smaller one instead. Suddenly, the large wheel starts moving much more easily. This is not magic. This is a gear ratio. Gear ratio is one of the most fundamental principles in mechanical engineering. It is used in cars, bicycles, industrial machines, robotics, gearboxes, clocks, and countless other systems. Without gear ratios, most modern machines would not be able to function. In simple terms, a gear ratio describes the relationship between the rotational speed of two connected components, usually gears. It tells us how many times one gear must rotate compared to another. Let's imagine two gears. The first gear has 10 teeth. The second gear has 20 teeth. When the smaller gear rotates 2 times, the larger gear rotates only once. This gives us a gear ratio of 2 to 1. This means the input rotates twice while the output rotates once. But why does this matter? Because a gear ratio always changes 2 key things: rotational speed torque, which is rotational force. Here is the critical principle. When rotational speed decreases, torque increases. When rotational speed increases, torque decreases. This is why bicycles have gears. When riding uphill, a cyclist uses a low gear. The pedals spin faster, but the rear wheel receives more torque, making it easier to climb. If you like similar educational content, please like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. When riding on flat terrain or downhill, a higher gear is used. The pedals turn slower, but the wheel spins faster, increasing speed. The exact same principle is used in cars. When a car starts moving, it needs a lot of torque to overcome inertia. That is why it uses a low gear ratio. As the car accelerates, higher gears are engaged, allowing greater speed with lower engine effort. Gear ratios allow machines to adapt power output to different conditions. Without them, engines would either lack the force to start moving or be unable to reach high speeds efficiently. To truly understand gear ratios, we need to look at how they are calculated. At the core, gear ratio depends on one simple thing: the number of teeth on each gear. When 2 gears mesh together, their teeth must move in perfect synchronization. Each tooth on one gear fits precisely into the gap between teeth on the other gear. This ensures that motion is transferred smoothly and without slipping. Because of this, the number of teeth directly determines how fast each gear rotates. Let's take a clear example. One gear has 10 teeth. The second gear has 40 teeth. When the smaller gear completes one full rotation, it moves 10 teeth past the larger gear. But the larger gear has 40 teeth total, so it needs 4 such movements to complete a full rotation. This means the smaller gear must rotate 4 times for the larger gear to rotate once. So the gear ratio is 4 to 1. In practical terms, this means the output rotates slower, but the torque increases significantly. This is how machines can generate large forces from relatively small motors. Now consider the opposite situation. The first gear has 40 teeth, and the second gear has 10 teeth. When the larger gear rotates once, the smaller gear completes 4 rotations. This creates a gear ratio of 1 to 4 here. Speed increases, but torque decreases. This type of ratio is useful in systems where high rotational speed is required, such as certain tools or high-speed machinery. A key concept here is torque. Torque is the force that causes rotation. It depends on both the applied force and the distance from the center of rotation. When a gear ratio reduces rotational speed by a factor, it increases torque by approximately the same factor. This is why gear systems are so powerful. For example, a car engine may rotate at several thousand revolutions per minute while the wheels rotate much slower. The gearbox reduces speed and increases torque, allowing the vehicle to move, accelerate, and climb hills. This principle is used everywhere: industrial machines, robots, vehicles, mechanical systems, power transmission equipment. Gear ratios are not just theoretical, they are a practical tool for controlling energy, motion, and force. Gear ratios can be created in many different ways, and in real engineering, the type of gear system matters just as much as the ratio itself. Different machines require different characteristics. Some need high strength, others need quiet operation, compact size, or precise motion control. The simplest and most common type is the spur gear. Spur gears have straight teeth that are parallel to the axis of rotation. They mesh directly and are very efficient at transferring power. Because of their simplicity and reliability, spur gears are used in basic mechanical systems, industrial machinery gearboxes, manufacturing equipment. However, spur gears have a limitation. When operating at high speeds, they can be noisy and create vibrations because the teeth engage suddenly. To solve this problem, engineers use helical gears. Helical gears have teeth that are angled relative to the axis. This means the teeth engage gradually rather than all at once. The result is a much smoother and quieter operation, which is why helical gears are commonly used in modern automotive transmissions. Another advanced system is the planetary gear system. This system consists of a central gear called the sun gear, multiple smaller gears called planet gears, and outer ring gear. The planet gears rotate around the sun gear while also spinning on their own axes. This configuration has several major advantages. It is extremely compact, can handle high loads, and allows multiple gear ratios within a single system. Planetary gear systems are widely used in automatic transmissions, electric drive systems, industrial machinery, wind turbines. Another common solution is the chain drive. Instead of direct gear contact, a chain connects two sprockets. This allows power to be transmitted over a distance. The most familiar example is a bicycle. When you pedal, the chain transfers energy from the front sprocket to the rear wheel. Similarly, belt drives use flexible belts instead of chains. These systems are quieter and can absorb vibrations, but they may slip under high loads. Belt drives are commonly used in car engines, timing belts, household appliances, ventilation systems. Each of these systems has its own advantages. Gears provide precision and strength. Chains allow distance transmission. Belts offer smooth and quiet operation. Planetary systems combine power with compact design. Engineers carefully choose the right system depending on the application. But no matter which system is used, the same rule always applies. Gear ratio determines how speed and torque are transformed. Gear ratio is not just a number, it directly determines how a machine behaves in the real world. It controls three critical things: speed, torque, energy efficiency. These factors decide whether a system is powerful, fast, or economical. The best example of this is a car transmission. An engine operates most efficiently within a specific range, typically around 1,500 to 4,000 revolutions per minute. However, the wheels of a car rotate much slower. At a speed of about 100 kilometers per hour, wheels typically rotate around 800 to 1,000 revolutions per minute. This mismatch is solved by the gearbox. When a car starts moving, it needs high torque to overcome inertia. This is why it uses a low gear, which has a high gear ratio. The engine spins relatively fast, while the wheels rotate slower but receive much greater torque. As the car accelerates, the gearbox shifts into higher gears. Higher gears reduce the gear ratio, allowing the wheels to rotate faster while reducing torque. This allows the vehicle to reach higher speeds efficiently without overloading the engine. Gear ratios make it possible for a car to start from rest, climb hills, maintain speed efficiently, reach high velocities. The same principle applies to heavy machinery. Excavators, cranes, and loaders often require extremely high torque at low speeds. Their gear systems are designed to maximize force rather than speed. On the other hand, wind turbines work in the opposite way. The turbine blades rotate slowly, often only around 10 to 20 revolutions per minute. But the electrical generator requires much higher speeds to operate efficiently. A gearbox increases the rotational speed, sometimes by dozens of times, allowing the generator to produce electricity effectively. Without this transformation, energy production would be inefficient or impossible. Gear ratios are also essential in robotics, manufacturing systems, agricultural machinery, precision devices, transport systems. In all of these applications, gear ratios allow engineers to precisely control motion, force, and efficiency. The key idea is this. Gear ratio allows us to adapt power to the task. A small motor can lift heavy loads. A large system can move with precision. A machine can be both efficient and powerful. This is why gear ratios are one of the core principles of mechanical engineering. They enable the efficient transfer of energy and control of motion in nearly every machine around us, from simple tools to complex industrial systems.